being
That's
a
true.
website is the number one thing. It's your brand. It's your calling card. And it's 2019 and you don't have a website. Like that
I'm
means
fucking up.
you're hoping that Instagram stays around forever. You're hoping YouTube stays around forever. You cannot insure those things, but with your own website, you could insure it 100%.
Okay.
Have your backups on things, but then use that as your central hub. You have Instagram over here, Twitter over here, YouTube, but this microphone right here, this is home to the Lavish Journey.
Like summer is honestly 1 month long.
Yeah, I do landscaping during the day, marketing during the night, so I fully anticipate getting wet for it was like 3 months straight. I almost had web feet, I think. It was awful.
Dang. So you do? How long you been doing landscaping for?
About 10 years. I started 2021.
Right.
Worked for a buddy for doing a day of bush trimming. Made like $100. Went to go pick up my money later in the day. Saw an invoice for the same place we were at, and I think it was like $1,200 or something. And all he did was sit in his Audi and drink coffee. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong end of this. So
Right.
I bought a truck. Bought each year, kind of bought different equipment, and just pretty much through YouTube and just trial and error, just kept myself in business all through my 20s doing landscaping.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it keeps you in shape. I ran three marathons without training, just because I cut grass for 10 hours a day and hauled mulch, and just said I could do it.
Yeah. I always wanted to run a marathon mentally. I got to do it one day. I actually got to go for that.
It's an experience. You should try it.
Yeah, I should.
You should train. You shouldn't not train. That was pretty dumb, but you got to kind of just work with it. I've finished mine in around 6 hours, which is so slow. But
Right.
I wasn't like a trained runner, and every day I would go work landscaping labor the next day afterwards. So I knew a guy, he was running them in like 4 hours, ran the same marathon, and he's, I beat you by 2 hours. Yeah. He was laid up for 2 months afterwards. He tore up something in the back of his leg, and I was cutting grass every day. I'm like, who really won?
I guess you did, bro.
Absolutely.
More fit, more in shape. I respect that, man. Let's get started, though. Ladies and boys and girls, welcome back to Lavish Journey Podcast. It's your host, Jay Gaines, and here today, got a special guest in here today. We got my brother Colin from Colin's Conversations.
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, sir. How you feeling today? Well, I already asked you that before, but how you feeling?
I'm feeling just as good as I was 10 minutes ago.
That's good. Glad to know that, man. So give everybody pretty much like the whole biography about you, what you do, and everything, and the story.
So right now, Colin's Conversations is my podcast. That's kind of a branch of the Colin Can Help brand that I'm trying to put together, which is content marketing, websites, just about anything digital marketing. Kind of got into that from doing landscaping for 10 plus years, and nobody really knows how to work. So instead of constantly trying to find laborers and constantly fixing machines and everything like that, kind of taking all the skills that I taught myself as a self-employed entrepreneur and giving those to small businesses and medium-sized businesses, eventually corporate businesses, I presume, but kind of just working with artists and musicians and everybody that has a craft that they're doing something with a skill, and helping promote that through everything that I've learned. So that's about where I'm at.
That's dope, man. Each one teach one. And back to your other brand you say you're starting. So that's going to more so help people, show people how to market things or a brand.
It's pretty much like at the moment, it's like a marketing consultant, not agency, because it's just me.
Right.
But I value having one person opposed to a big thing, because everything's under one roof. Mm-hmm. Everything from doing your design to your website to print materials, it's all me. You're talking to me, so nothing's getting lost in translation.
Right.
And it's things that I've tried through my own thing that I know that work for labor businesses, for creative businesses. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's pretty much a brand / consulting agencies. I guess the easiest way to put a mark on it.
That's dope, man. So you pretty much started a business and you learn how to market from that. And now you're content creating and teaching pretty much, teaching the strategies through YouTube and Instagram, everything.
Right, yeah.
That's dope.
YouTube I'm not teaching as much because my YouTube numbers are awful. Everybody that's watching this, watch YouTube as much as you watch Instagram.
For real.
That would be nice. But yeah, I've kind of trial and errored a lot of different techniques. So I mean, a lot of brands are kind of uniform. Mm-hmm. You see the same type, the same font. I mean, you do a great job. You have the same background and everything, all your stuff. Mine's all over the place because it's one of those. I'm trying to show that I could hit different. You want contemporary, you want luxury, you want all of these things, throw all of those different things in. And with podcasting, it's fantastic because every week I meet a different person.
Right.
And that gives me a different mind to get into for a week when I'm creating stuff. Or I'll record an interview, go through it, chop it up into segments, and like I might have thought I was going to get a good thing about how they came up with a rap line, but you end up with a better motivational speech out of it. You're like, oh, right. I had no idea we were going down this angle, but let's chop this out and see what we can make of it and put it out there and see how people like it.
That's true. That's the best thing I like about, definitely podcasting and just meeting different people, man.
Right.
Each podcast or each interview is always different, and that's the best thing about it, honestly.
I kind of on mine, I call it like a loose framework. Like it's not planned, but it's not researched.
Yeah.
Like kind of like you said, like I start everyone the same with, I let them introduce themselves, kind of give their their background, just kind of like you did, and then kind of unpack that from there.
Yep.
And just like you said, whether it's a musician or I had a Reiki master, I had a divorce specialist. I mean, I'm going all over the board.
Right.
So that bag that they open up in that beginning intro, you're like, oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yep.
You kind of know from the gate. You're like, all right, so there's at least 6 things I could talk about, opposed to like, oh, so you play with sand turtles.
Yeah. Man, so how do you deal with that, man? Because I go through that sometimes too. Sometimes the beginning can be a little awkward, just off a little bit. So how do you go about that? You just pretty much bring the energy there, or?
No. I kind of learned. I started off doing a lot of like through my computer Skyping type things.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to do the first ever English interview with DJ Undo. He's an international DJ, competed in the Red Bull tournaments at the international level. Mm-hmm. But he was all the way in Budapest, and I was in Richmond Heights or Euclid at the time. So it's one of those, like, those were a lot harder. I did one with a guy in Tokyo, and those over the computer ones were way too difficult.
Right.
Then I did a couple. Ken Archie, we met in Port Cleveland. Then I did the owner of Port Cleveland in Port Cleveland. So going to coffee shops and trying different things like that. Like you said, it kind of made it a hard first couple minutes to get into it. Mm-hmm. And then I started doing more of them at my house or at like a musician studio or things like that. Places where they're comfortable, or if they come to my house, get a pizza or make some wings. We had wings with Nuke Franklin the other night.
Oh, you ever cooking? Shout out to Nuke Franklin. You ever cooking wings?
Man,
that sounds good. Shit.
It's one of those... It sounds good and it is good, and that was kind of Nuke and I had a back and forth telling him that he needed an air fryer. He likes going out to get wings. I was like, dude, you just need to go get an air fryer.
Yep.
It's grown. That's when you're older and you start recommending appliances to your friends when they come over.
To try one.
You got to get one. But yeah, just kind of having that icebreaker of here's some food. Let's kind of just have a quick conversation, or let's have a drink before we get rolling. Kind of just get to know each other, but not unpack everything.
Right.
I think is the key to kind of make everybody comfortable and kind of just like, we got 2 cameras, 2 big ass lights in your face, headphones. Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't your natural environment.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, you just have to find a way to just, hey, whatever I could get you, make you comfortable. When you are comfy, we'll get rolling. I think that's the key.
I agree, man. It's all about that first impression, that getting that energy going. Because you're right, though, because me personally, I'm used to this all the time, but when people come down here, they're like, oh, shit, these big-ass lights on you, like you said, cameras. It's not your everyday environment,
Right.
But it's good to bring that energy. So how do you go about with networking and, getting people on your show?
Networking, almost, shout out to Scuff Mixon. Do you know Scuff Mixon?
No, who's that?
You got to pay attention to his music. He's making phenomenal stuff right now. He does want to already be on the show. He knows about the show. He hit me up on the way here, actually. Saw one of my Instagram things.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, dude, I want to be on that show. So get him on the show. He's great.
Okay, for sure.
He's on 2 of our episodes.
Yep.
But Scuff has been a fantastic... he's in the middle of the middle of the music community. Mm-hmm. So I met Scuff through my wife. Worked with him. And he got us the Audie Ray interview I did, the Dirty Backpack interview. A lot of different people that have been on the show have been coming from his branches. Oh, okay. But other than through him, a lot of people, Nuke Franklin is also how I met him, those connections. But Instagram, man. Instagram is a phenomenal tool. The show is built up, I don't know, I think 1,600 followers, in the last year.
Yeah.
Which is solid. A lot of people, are looking for those 10,000, 100,000 millions. Like, dude, I got 1,600 in a year. Like, that means I'm doing something right.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of people will just send me a DM and say, hey, I like the content, kind of just how this could happen, Like, hey, I noticed your stuff. Right. I either want to be on the show or want you to be on my show, and kind of just letting content do what it does, and just being open to whatever door tries to be open, I think, is the other big key. Not shutting anybody out because you're like, I don't like country music, or I don't like divorce, or I don't want to talk about financial things. Like anything that I don't know, I'm that much more apt to be like, oh, well, yeah, let's have an episode. Let's have a sit down for an hour and say, hey, what can we do? What content can we make?
Right.
But Instagram's big. LinkedIn lately I've been trying to get more of like the business professionals, trying to do more with bankers, and trying to get more educational content to kind of work with and try to figure out how to make educational stuff fun for the Instagram attention span. Is kind of one of my new things that I'm working on. But yeah, those social media platforms, and I have a website for it, podcast.colincanhelp.com, or there's a lot of articles about it on colincanhelp.com.
Right.
But again, I'm kind of just using all the marketing techniques that I know myself to employ and putting that towards the podcast brand. I think is how I'm getting the guests.
That's dope, man. And that's how I saw yours, because I was following you. I kept on seeing you post like every day, a few times a day, and that consistency means a lot.
10 o'clock and 2 o'clock every single day on Instagram.
Yep. And I was like, this guy's been posting a lot. I like the consistency, because I'm the same way. I try to post every day. And I was like, you know what? I started watching your videos because you started posting every day. And I saw your content was dope. I was like, I got to hit him up. I got to get him on the show, y'all.
I appreciate that, man. It's being a content creator is kind of like being on Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
You have people there. You have that core group that's always watching your stuff. But then when you get somebody like yourself, or anybody that you don't know personally or don't have a 1-2 connection with, that says, "Hey, I really like your stuff," that's when you know you're doing good.
Yeah.
It's not just like your wife or your mom saying, "No, I liked your show."
Good show.
Like it's hard enough to get them to watch the show.
No, seriously.
So to have anybody take the time, my long ones are an hour and a half. I put out a lot of 2-3 minute clips, 1 minute clips, but yeah, when anybody listens to your stuff, it kind of is that fuel to keep going, to say, hey, all right, I got people making this type of stuff. I like making this type of content. How can I get more people to like this, or what should I be making, because people aren't watching this?
Right.
Yeah, so that part's sweet.
I agree with that, man. Like you said earlier, it's kind of hard to get people to watch the long content, man.
Like, and I guess that's where I'm an abnormality, man. Mm-hmm. Like, all day I listen to Joe Rogan. That's a 3-hour episode.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan, I always say, is the white man's Oprah.
Yep.
The definition of manly is Joe Rogan, and that's kind of we mentioned Gary Vee before he started rolling, but Joe Rogan is another one that I personally he's not a content creator. Per se, even though he makes content that millions of people watch every day, but he's not in the modern sense of content creator. But yeah, Joe Rogan is, I think, is the best show that you could listen to on any podcast. Yeah. That's a 3-hour episode. I listen to it every day, and I'm mad when there's not a new one the next day.
Joe Rogan is great, man. I ain't gonna say I listen to every single one of them, but I do listen to him for like the whole 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you're locked into it. The conversation just, I don't know, it flows so smoothly the whole time, and I don't know, it always gets my attention though. And that amazes me that I'm able to sit there for 3 hours and listen to it or watch it.
Have you caught any of the early Joe Rogan stuff, like when it first began? Have you gone that far back in the archive just to check it out?
You about to say, I'm that YouTuber that does that. I went back to check out his first few of them, and then he was just at his crib, I think on the couch or something.
Yeah, dude, they had like a Mac computer, one of the really old ones with like dial-up internet on I forget the name of the service anymore, but
AOL.
something of that nature. Right. It was like they had no idea. They were just kind of streaming stuff of just them being idiots, and then it kind of progressed to him kind of following and just whatever he was interested in, having the path. And because he had celebrity, he was able to get access to more people. But I think anybody that's podcasting should really listen to a couple of the Joe Rogan episodes now, watch a couple of the videos of the Joe Rogan now, and then go all the way back to the initial ones with it, like him and Brian Redband, where it's just like a complete clusterfuck. That like your setup here is 10 times better than the setup that they had there. The phones that we have set up here recording this are 10,000 times better than the computer they were running it with.
Exactly.
So like you might think your show is at down here because his is way up here, but he started right here 10 years ago, and he's just consistent. He did the same thing, kind of fleshed out how to do his interviews, and look where he is now. He didn't give up.
He did it, man, and that's inspirational to me, because when I look back at that, I was like, damn. Like you said, I was like, his setup, it was kind of, just not worse than mine, but, just more plain, simple than mine, honestly.
Absolutely.
And it shows you that, consistency and passion is what really matters when it comes to whatever you do out there, content creation and anything. And Dang, I never thought about that though. Shout out to Joe Rogan, man.
Yeah, man, Joe Rogan. Yeah, we both should be on your show.
Hey,
you know?
hit us up.
One day, I guess I'm gonna do cool enough shit to be like, get that call where they're like, hey, they want you on the Joe Rogan show. You're like, oh man.
Is that a goal?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't. It's just like, you know, if you're growing up and you're playing basketball in the driveway, you want to play against Jordan or LeBron or whatever. So I mean, if you're trying to be the content guy, like, why wouldn't you want to be on a show with Gary Vee or Joe Rogan or any of those big names?
Yeah, my number one is Gary Vee. Then Joe Rogan after that. Well, that's them two main content creators I really watch. Anybody else you watch?
I spend so much time making my own stuff, honestly. Yeah. I watch Netflix at night with the wife because I'm not allowed to do content creation all day, every day. But no, I mean, I listen to Joe. I don't watch Joe. I don't watch much because I'm always on the move. But that's why to me, like, it's important to have the audio version as well as video version for everything. Kind of the Gary Vee principle of start with your core content, strip the audio, take the video, throw some text, throw some graphics, and kind of just make it available for every platform. Kind of like Instagram. Like the way we were talking, my Instagram views are here. This is here, that is here, that's here. You're like, some people are discouraged that their Instagram views are here, but if you put the same views and listens together for all the content, you're like, oh, that's about what it should be.
Exactly. We always look for that big bang of just one thing, but sometimes we gotta look around and space it out pretty much, space out our seeds, because it feels like, like you said, my main probably views obviously it's on Instagram, and then YouTube, and then Facebook, and then it goes on. When you put them all together, you start to realize like, okay, all these views combined together is pretty good.
Right.
It's pretty good. It's just takes time.
Absolutely. What's your favorite part? Do you like doing the video? Do you like the audio? What's your favorite as the creator?
Wow. I think video. 'Cause that's what really made my brand hit was the video. I like the audio too because I listen to my podcast now. I've actually never did that in the past, but video, definitely video. Something about it.
It makes a big difference going back. I used to not listen to my stuff. Like, I mean, I would listen to it like when I was like editing and everything, but like very rarely like in full. I was like, I put clips together and everything. Like it should work. Like the Mike Miles one I did last week, I was listening to in my headphones at work the one day, and like the first 30 minutes, I was like, man, we got a good recording. I guess I figured out where to set everything at right and do all this right. 31 minute comes in and it's like, because like the one camera died and I had to switch to the other, and the other wasn't at all level, and I was like, in my headphones I thought, in clips it worked, and I got to go back and remaster that one because it's a great interview. Check it out. Mike Miles. Do you know Mike Miles?
No, who's Mike Miles?
Another rapper. Got to check him out.
Sure.
I'm big on plugging anybody that's been on my show. Anybody that's been on my show does quality work. The type of work that they do is all the way off, ends of the spectrums, but that's a big thing for me picking guests.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll have people send me links of where they're at online, and it's amazing how many people, I don't know if you get this, will send you a message, they want to be on the show, and then you're like, all right, send me a couple of links, let me check you out, get familiar with your stuff, and then it goes dead. You're like,
yeah.
Just moment of silence, just looking around. You're like, oh, I guess they didn't really want to be on the show. They couldn't send me a Twitter or a website. Or it's interesting, too, as a content creator, how many people don't have a website to support their own thing.
Damn, you call me out. Damn, go ahead, though.
But why don't you have a website for this?
Somebody just asked me this in D.C. 2 days ago. You know what? I'm not sure. I think now that my brand is finally like, whoa, I can see as a brand. I think now it's time to do it. But why don't I just didn't invest the time into it, honestly?
Yeah, a lot of people look at websites or they go to like Wix. Don't go to Wix.
So where should I go to create a website then, bro?
ColinCanHelp.com, obviously.
So you help do that too?
Yeah, absolutely. It's part of digital marketing.
Okay, I got you.
But how I build all of my stuff is I recommend everybody self-host. Don't go with the free things because you're losing so much by going with the free platforms. You're not going to get the SEO capability. You're not going to be able to monetize it the way that you should be able to monetize it. But you don't pay anything. Same with when people bitch about Instagram algorithms. You don't pay anything for it. I'm in groups, they're complaining about Anchor things not working for podcasting. You don't pay for it. But when you pay for things work. You have more adaptability. You could change things. And with that, within self-hosting, I recommend WordPress. It's one of the main things out there for building websites. And what's nice about working with WordPress is I have the ability to go in the back end, code it up, make it look like what you want. A lot of times there's plugins that you could use that save a ton of time and money for everybody.
Right.
And then what I like is not making the websites, but kind of having those consultations with people. So say you and me are going to work together on a website. You give me the idea of what you want it to look like. I build it to as close to the vision as we can. And then from there, we're transitioning what I know to what you know, because you're the content creator also. You're going to want to do all your posting and kind of know how to change things around. In WordPress, you can get really intricate, or you could kind of drag and drop in a lot of different situations, you know, or once I teach you, log in here, go here, so you could post here. You know how to do everything, and then I transfer everything over to you, opposed to trying to do everything yourself. You don't know. You spend hours and hours trying to figure this shit out, and then you're like, I gotta start over anyways. You know, work with, even if it's not me, work with a professional that's willing to teach you and transition you into doing it yourself, because you either have to have the money to pay somebody to do it full time, and then you're losing control. And being a website is the number one thing. It's your brand. It's your calling card. And it's 2019 and you don't have a website. Like, that means
I'm fucking up.
You're hoping that Instagram stays around forever. You're hoping YouTube stays around forever. You cannot insure those things, but with your own website, you could insure it 100%.
Okay.
You know, have your backups on things, but then use that as your central hub. You have Instagram over here, Twitter over here, YouTube, but this microphone right here, this is home to the Lavish Journey.
Yeah.
Wherever, any type of content you want, that's the hub for it. You don't have to go check Instagram because it's all here live at the same time. And you don't have to go over here for the podcast because it's right here. You stream it through here.
Right.
You don't have to go find it in written word because it's on my blog right here. Like, it's the one-stop shop, and it's like $20-25 a month from hosting and having somebody work with you.
Oh, really?
Why people don't fuck around like that?
I didn't know it's that much a month. See, well, you know, my first website I made wasn't this, something else. But I got Wix, and it costs like $150 every like few months type shit.
That's not where it's at.
Yeah. Okay.
Hosting, you're looking $10 to $15 a month.
Wow. Okay.
20 if you want to go Mac Daddy Supreme.
Now, what's that? Now, what do you mean by hosting? Can you break that down for me?
Absolutely. So a lot of people, they just type in a web address and it goes to a website, and that's all they know.
Right.
That's fair. Because people like you and I need people to go to websites, so that's cool. But how a website works is you just think of it as a computer. You need to have something to store. The pictures, the templates, all the different things that you want to show up, they need to be stored somewhere. So hosting is essentially your personal cloud. So with that cloud, you put all the framework, you put all the content, and then you need what's also called a domain, which would be the name, like the lavishjourney.com or something of that nature. So you need to purchase a domain. You have to renew those annually, anywhere from $10 to $1,000 if you're trying to get like a more well-known name. Or if people know that they, you know, if they know the Lavish Journey, maybe they bought it already and they're going to try to sell it to you.
Right.
But you need a domain and you need a hosting, and then you just need a way to put it all together. So you have your hardware, your software, and then it all works as a website. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, man. Wow, I never thought about that. Actually, I think my domain's not available. I don't know. The Lavish Journey was never available, I think.
So then you kind of have to find a different variation, or nowadays they have a lot of different ends. You know, it used to be just .com, and then it was .org and .gov. Now they have like .info, .cav, dot everything. If you could think of it, I think it's 130 or more dots.
Yeah,
so I mean,
I was thinking about putting a hyphen between the and hyphen, but that might throw off people. You think?
You kind of just want something short, sweet, easy to remember. Like mine, colincanhelp.com.
Yeah.
Quick, easy. It's not like Colin can help. Like, oh shit, I don't even care anymore. I'm just gonna go to Google and find somebody else.
Okay.
So just keeping it short, keeping it easy to remember, and host it yourself are the big things with websites.
Right.
But I've got a new one. The guy we were talking about, Scuff Mixon, he's got some projects coming out. We just did a website for him that's going to launch pretty soon. And I love. I mean, I started, like I said, kind of making all my own things. I've made websites since I was like 12. But to make it for somebody else, being able to get into somebody else's head, like I'm in a musician's head now. Like, so I'm thinking reverse engineering how everything should go. Like if I wanted to check out a musician, well, I've worked with magicians too, musician, you know, what do I want to see? Oh, I'd want their music. I want some photos. I want lyrics. You know, it's kind of just thinking what would the fan want or what would the consumer want, and just diving in that for a week or 2 weeks or months. That's why more people should be learning skills to content market, because there's a lot of skills. Like you can, like you said, Wix, easy, drag, drop, but how much customization do you get with that? Where
none, barely.
Teaching yourself more HTML or different coding, or even just learning how to work with different templates, it's a skill. Working with Photoshop, I mean, you got GarageBand over here working, you've got video editing software. Like you've taken the time, you've invested in yourself because you know it's something that you want to do. It can be profitable, or at bare minimum, you meet cool people every week.
Exactly.
So teach yourself skills to make stuff. Why people don't use the internet just to watch Netflix, like that's crazy. I've taught myself every business I've been a part of, I've learned majority of it off the internet and not being afraid to try it out. And why people don't do that, who knows?
I don't know. I believe in just trying shit out, man. I that's what I'm big on. I just throw shit out there, try it. If it doesn't work, we either redo it or we do something else. As simple as that, honestly. And that's part of the journey, for real, bro.
How'd the conversations happen? Was that just an idea? You're like, I should just record in my car. How did that come to light?
I was out of Toledo. I was just sitting at home. I was like, I need something new for my brand, because, I was doing podcasts. I wanted to do something that's, whoa. And I was like, you know what? I should start just talking in the car. My friend's like, what you mean? I said, because the best conversations always happen in the car. So I should start this show called Conversations. And then that's when I started.
I like it.
Yeah, I went online, found some good questions to ask, and I got started in February. And everybody likes that. You know what? Knowing that show is really short, on 10 minutes long, people love that show.
I mean, we touched on that earlier. People like those shorter segments. That it's not the 30-minute sitcom. It's not the hour-long for everybody. But anybody will invest 2 or 3 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, if it's something good. And like you said, I didn't think about that part, how the good conversations come in a car. Or, like I was kind of, when I started, my podcast started as the Colin Can Help podcast. And kind of like I was saying with domains, there's too many fucking words, man. Like trying to, on a couple episodes where towards the end, I was trying to get people to do a quick promo. Like, hey, can you just say, I was just on the Colin Can Help podcast. And they're like, I was just on the Colin Can... shit.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, so Colin Can Help, that was the brand, and I was trying to segue that, and I was kind of just using the conversations, trying to put cool things together, and I was like, all I'm doing is talking to people. Colin's Conversations, you get to look in on my conversations. And after that, I was like, Colin's Conversations, Colin Can Help podcast. You're like, oh, it's better together, it looks better visually, and then you kind of not so oh, it's gotta work right the first time, being realizing, oh, this didn't work, or that light was just blinding that guy, maybe I should angle it a different way, or whatever. Just evolving, that's the key. And a lot of people are too afraid to make content because they don't know how to do the production. Who gives a shit?
Just throw shit out. That's what I did. My first ever content piece was a vlog of me and my girl going to Costa Rica, and I didn't know shit about editing. I didn't know anything. I just got Adobe Premiere Pro and just started editing, you know what I mean? And it came out a beautiful masterpiece, and ever since then I was like, this shit's pretty fun. And by me just simply trying to do that, not judging myself as, oh, this might be terrible, oh, the people may not like it, I did it anyway, and it led us here.
Absolutely.
And then, like you said, it's all about just learning shit and throwing it out there, and seeing what happens.
Yeah, I think it is a Gary Vee thing where I heard it first, but it's one of those if you're not a videographer, you're not a photographer, you're not, a spokesman for anything. Just people value the journey until you get to be whatever it is you're trying to be.
Yeah.
And, as content gets more and more, people are always yelling at their kids to get off the screens. Clearly screens are here, and whatever you have on the screen, you're getting people's attention. So if from 10 years ago from now you find my podcast, your podcast, and you're like, oh, this is interesting, you could do what we did with the Joe Rogan, go all the way back, or whoever it is that you went back in their catalog to really see what it was like when they started. And they're like, oh, that's how the Lavish Journey. It really was a journey. It started off with a backdrop, and now they have a full warehouse,
Looking forward to it. Look forward to that studio and warehouse.
Absolutely.
I like how you said warehouse, though. That made it sound massive.
It is going to be massive. You have to just think it into existence. If you think massive and just reverse engineer how to get massive, that's called marketing.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't agree more, man. You dropping in gems, man. So I gotta ask you these goofy questions, right?
I'm ready for like itchy and sticky, and I think there's a couple other ones that stick all the time. But yeah, let's get them in.
Okay, for sure. Will you rather be a sloth or a turtle?
I remember this one from a couple episodes too. Somebody was talking shit on sloths, and I'm gonna go sloth because a lot of women like sloths. Like they're so slow that they could get eaten by shit, but they just blend in. They blend in so well. They get like algae and stuff that grows on them to make them match the tree that they don't move from. Mm-hmm. Like so, if you could just hang out and not have to really give a shit about predators and just grab some food and just take your time, man. Like, yeah, sloth all day.
Cause a lot of people blow down on sloths.
Like women love sloths and follow what the ladies like.
Okay, sure.
I mean, that's solid advice since you were like kindergarten to grown man. So like, follow the sloth.
Follow the sloth.
Unless ladies start following tortoises or turtles or whatever the other option was, then I guess you maybe switch it. But stick sloth, team sloth.
For sure, you like probably the only first and second person to say that. Everybody usually turtle. I'm like, what's wrong with the sloth? Sloths are chilling, man.
But like, sloth is at least exotic. Like everybody's seen a fucking turtle. When have you seen a sloth that wasn't in a zoo?
You're right.
Like, people have turtles in their house. I guess I'm not going to the cool enough houses that have sloths in their house, but team sloth.
All right, team sloth it is. If you was trapped on an island for 1 full year, what 3 albums or mixtapes would you listen to?
I'm not a huge audiophile, so I'm going to take this question to promote the people that I fuck with.
Go for it.
What's the parameters of the question, though? Is albums or mixtapes?
Yeah. What 3 albums or mixtapes you listen to when you was trapped on an island for a year?
We'll do, in no particular order, we'll go with the Nuke Franklin, Play Dead. Because he was on this show, he was on my show, and he's one of the, if not the most underrated rapper in Cleveland.
Yeah, buddy.
The only thing holding him back is himself. He's the dude, whenever he's ready to release the vault that he has, it's going to erupt. But I'll pick Play Dead. No, I'm going to go Nuketown out of my Franklin ones because I got some content coming out where I stumped him on some lyrics out of the Nuketown. That was a good one. Went deep enough in his catalog that he couldn't do the Know Your Own Lyrics test. So definitely him. We'll go with, what is the name of that album? Scuff Mixon, Fate Map, because I think that's the only album title that I know of him. A lot of singles, great dude's all around, just a great musician. So you got to have that because we got the rap with Nuke, and then we got the kind of alternative with Scuff, but he also is in Dirty Backpack, so we could just pretend like we're listening to that because we could only have one. And 3, isn't 3 always the hardest one?
Always.
Isn't that what they always say?
Every time.
Kind of narrowing it down to that last one. You're like, all right, I got the 2 out. I'm going to go with... I'm not going to go local with this one. I'm going to go with... the album name is hard. I listen to things as like songs more than albums. But just about anything by Token.
Who's Token?
Dude, I'm teaching you so much. Drop the knowledge bomb.
Ahead.
If you don't know Token, you don't know rap music.
Token?
Yeah.
I guess I don't.
He's a white Jewish kid that's 20, 21. But he's been going since he was 14 or 15, like on like viral levels.
Right.
He's fast rap. Like if you like lyrics, you will love Token. We went to see him at the Grog Shop, which is actually how I got one of my first music interviews was with Ken Archie, who opened up for him. It was one of those I watched Ken Archie's set and I was like, dude, you are phenomenal. Another one that just why he's not more popular, I don't really know.
Man.
But yeah, so like through Token I met him, but Token is lyrical rap, visual rap, and solid.
So is Token from Cleveland?
No, he's from Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, I went a little bit out of the Cleveland sector, but we got the 2 main ones. That's all you really need to know at the moment. Everybody else knows who they are.
Okay.
Because you only gave me 3, so I mean we could go all day.
Oh yeah,
with
of course.
Cleveland
Everybody
people,
knows
but
what's up.
yeah, same too. Why more people don't support local music is kind of beyond me. Like like a big name like a Wiz Khalifa, like yeah, it's a cool brand, a cool image, but like to sit down with a Mike Miles or a Nuke Franklin, a Kip Stone.
Dope vibes, man.
Like, you actually get to meet the creator, the people that give a shit about what they're making.
Right,
like,
right.
all of the people that I've mentioned, they make music. They don't make it to make money. They will eventually make a ton of money because they make great music, and that's what they care about. Where, like, people don't go out to see shows on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but, like, that's your friends, man. Go meet the young people that are trying to get up so that they can be the next up and coming.
I agree.
More people need to check out the local scene.
I definitely agree, man. I just moved back to Cleveland, and back in December 31st to be exact. And I never went to no performances out here except for one, King Zale. And when I went to he's a local artist. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is something he really loves to do. And right there it is when I really started getting to local artists in Cleveland specifically. And you're right, though. It's just great to meet them in person, too, because I listen to their music before I do the podcast show.
Right.
And it's like, wow, the music sound dope. I can't wait to actually meet this person. And you get to actually meet, the creator of that content. And that's the best part about it.
Yeah. I forget the exact song, but there's a same thing like you said with the Scuff Mixon. I was listening to his discography, and he's all over the place, man. Like, he could go rap, he could go emo, he could go punk.
I got him on Instagram, I think, now.
Yeah, I'm sure I know he follows you.
Yeah.
Scuff Mixon, when you're on this show, I got you here.
Boom.
Colin can help. But yeah, like, so I was doing my research on him on a couple different things, and there was a few songs I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? But then you meet him, and you listen to the story about the song, and you're like, now I know what the fuck I was listening to, and I love it.
Yep.
Like, just being able to, and same too, why more people don't watch the interviews of different artists and different things, giving their take, like, and why more artists aren't recording from this time you start writing. Everybody that I work with marketing wise, yourself included, you're already on top of it. You're vlogging. But why, if you're making a project, you're making an album, why don't you have a camera set up? It's as simple as having a fucking iPhone on a tripod and just keep it going for those little moments so that when you do put out that end project, spend a little bit more time, put together a whole documentary.
I agree.
You're doubling your output for the same amount of time spent, give or take, because there's editing. But yeah, why more people don't document their journey so that you could understand the craft? I don't get it.
I was just talking to somebody about this. I was like, I feel like people should document more, a lot more.
Because document is creating. Like, that's I mean, Gary Vee again. But I mean, I say it because I've proven it true. Where you and I, you write down a few questions. Yeah. I've kind of come up with a few questions and kind of go forget them, kind of remember them sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
But like, I don't plan where an interview's going. Like, lately I have started doing the segments of trying to catch rappers on their own lyrics. So if you're on my show, know your shit, because it's your shit. You should know it. But if you don't, like, because you're probably just making so much dope shit, like Nuke. I get it. Nuke is the only one that gets the free pass, though, because his music is phenomenal.
He grinds, man. He told me he goes to the basement and just be out down there for hours, locked in, making music.
Shadowboxing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, him and Kip are just like, should be the next, Eminem and Dr. Dre. Like,
they will be.
The next duo. The way that those two could get on a track and just individually they're giants, but you put them together and it's like Mount Rushmore, and they don't need anybody else on Mount Rushmore. Like, the energy they feed off of, and Blockhead Johnny and everybody that's kind of in that camp, they all just are this collective unit that's so much good individually, great when they get together.
Right.
Anybody that doesn't know him, check out his stuff. They have a nice long interview. We got some nice stuff with Nuke.
Yep.
And Nuke has some stuff coming out. Do you know about Nuke's stuff coming out?
No.
Nuke's got some stuff. When's his birthday? September, how good's my memory? 10th? Check that in the records.
I'll say, don't quote me on it.
That could be wrong. Mid-September. I'm pretty sure it's September 10th. I might dig down on that. But he's got a couple songs coming out on his birthday. At least one, maybe two. I don't know. I'm not Nuke, so it might not be right, but it's pretty close. And they're phenomenal. And that's why, again, he's on that Mount Rushmore, on that desert island, where, like, what he has out is great, but the stuff that's coming, you guys aren't even ready for it. Like, shit is nasty.
Boom.
That's the key of podcasting too. Like, when else would I be able to have on my computer, I'm not going to name drop the song title.
I know
but I've got 2 or 3 on there that aren't out yet that are fucking phenomenal.
Yep.
It's one of those where you're like, not in a podcasting situation, I wouldn't know about those for another 2 to 3 weeks. My mind would still be blown, but you're like, wow.
Right.
Like, this opened the door because I want to talk to people about doing things. And that's why you should podcast.
Definitely. And you know, you're right though, because when I do meet artists, sometimes they send me or they let me listen to some of their music that haven't dropped yet. Like that's how it was with Mellow Exact. Like he's a Cleveland artist as well. And he had sent me his whole EP before, like 2 weeks before it came out. I was like, wow, I get to listen to this exclusively before it comes out.
Absolutely. Feel free to borrow this idea. I'm not going to say steal because I'm just throwing it out there. That's not theft.
Go for it.
But a segment I've been trying to work on is kind of how that nuke stuff came up. I'm trying to get with individual artists, not for the long form podcast of the who you are or what do you do, but kind of get more on the behind the musics of the songs. Like I've come up with the name either Songs Explained or Discography Discussions, I think is what I'm sticking with because I like the double consonants.
Right.
But kind of just getting that story, kind of just sit down here. You guys got the laptop, hit play, listen to the song, kind of vibe together, stop it whenever you want to stop and talk about a line or kind of get that deep dive of the song. And kind of like you said, what I'm trying to do with artists, get with me on this, everybody that's got good stuff coming out, is we get together, say 2 weeks, 3 weeks before it's ready to come out. Listen to all this stuff. Yeah. I edit it up, get ready. Then when you release it, you release a single, in the same amount of time, I release my behind the music on it.
Right.
So that way everybody, both content creators and everybody else, there's no competition. Like, it's all collaboration.
Yep.
If you're on the competition thing, you're a fucking fool. That's why I'm giving him ideas. Like, he's a podcaster. I'm a podcaster. This could get him more listens because he's going to do it better than I'm going to do it. But if everybody has that idea, starts working on those ideas to work together of how can we double leverage the same content to where I could help promote your album.
Right.
But I could also promote my channel all together. I got music, you got documentary. Everybody wins, everybody eats. And then that builds your discography for doing more content work. Look, this is my show. If you don't meet the qualifications for my show, I do this for money. But it's one of those that helps you build the editing skill for how do I get the behind the music, or that's the big thing for me is kind of coming up with that new idea. Then how do I frame that? Then how do I kind of each episode work on it?
That'd be real dope, man.
So yeah, like that's something that I'm working on. I got one in the books.
Right.
And kind of also, you could use in my idea too, I'm using the long form to kind of work that in there, kind of keep that kind of like you have your question thing, which I think I completely fucked up. I think there's a couple more coming.
Keep it going. We always do this. Keep it going.
But like that way you could, in one interview, in an hour or whatever you're sitting for, kind of get that 2 or 3 minutes of one song, kind of plan at least one.
Right.
And then use that as a marketing tool of, look, we did that one and it got 1,000 views, 500 views, 10,000 views. For $1,000, $100, whatever it is to you, to go do that for a whole album or a whole back catalog. It's a business opportunity. It's a promotion opportunity. That's what I do, man. I just sit around and think of different ways for everybody to make a little. Like, fuck making a killing. Like, that sounds cool, but, like, you're not going to be used to the denominations of, like, broke, got some money, whatever. If nobody else is eating around you, why?
Your environment is key, man. Everybody gotta eat.
And if you some people don't think global warming's real, but fucking global freezing of just assholes not looking out of people, that's real too. So if you could just help people, like every time you could get on a show, notice I keep plugging the same couple people because those same people will do the same for me in any natural thing. And it's not like a plug. I say plug, wrong word, but like just telling the audience of whenever you have a new audience, thanks for listening about me, but I also got these other guys you need to check out. Same too. You asked me the top 3 albums I'd take on a desert island. If you could take 3 guests that you've had on a desert island, who are you taking from your podcast?
Whoa, that's a good question. Let's see. I don't want anybody out there thinking like, oh, he didn't say me, but
he could only pick 3 out of 90, so 87 of you are fucked.
3 are number 1, my brother Donnie T, man. He's the first ever, not podcast, but interview I did. So Donnie T, shout out to you, number 1. Let me think. Oh, this is a tough one. 2 more. I'm gonna need to spice it up a little bit.
As a podcaster, I'll give you a little time to think there. Yeah. I always know I'm doing a good job when they're like, that's a good one, but the phrase, that's another good one or another tough one, you're like, all right, I'm doing my job.
Yeah, because it makes you think like, all right.
You're like, all right, they haven't thought in this realm, so I'm coming up with new content. So who's number 2 and 3?
And number 2, let me see. Probably my brother Mellow Exact. Mellow Exact could be number 2. And third person, I'm gonna switch up on this one. Who else the guest that I have on here? Oh, we take it back to number 1. Ashley.
There we go.
Number 3 people. It'd be Donnie T, Ashley, and Mellow Exact. You know what I mean? Because Donnie T, he was like, here from the beginning of my interviews, Mellow Exact. I met him, and he was this dope, cool vibes, listen to his music. And number 3 is Ashley. She was here for day 1 with everything. So
nice.
They're my 3 people. Everybody else, y'all can all come along, but he only said 3.
We don't have time for the full 87 in chronological. And if we did, everybody would be more mad that they're like, wow, I was at number 47 instead of number 22.
Exactly. Everybody else is dope, though. Everybody else is dope. If you was on my show, you were dope, period. Or you wouldn't have been there.
Why do you think all of us, I mean, myself included, I find I kind of am falling more into it, I think, just because I see more people do it. But why do we always apologize for leaving people out?
You know what?
Like, how did that become a thing? Like,
Yeah.
because when you were like in kindergarten, you didn't give a shit if you didn't invite somebody to your birthday party.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, no, I don't like them. I'm not inviting them. But now you're like, oh, there could be 3 or 4 people that are hurt that I didn't leave them in a top 3 out of 100 list. Like, when did that become a thing?
Man, I have no idea. I be feeling bad because I don't want them to be like, oh, man, he don't fuck with me. That would be real. But that's probably missed my own thinking, for real.
Yeah, I mean, you're not the only one, though. Everybody I do interviews with, when I ask for a top list, whether it's 2, 3, 5, 10, they're like, oh, somebody's going to be mad at me.
Uh-huh.
Or, like I had somebody else talk about their clip to a friend, and then they're like, hey, could we take that one part out? I was like, I told you at the beginning, like,
right.
I don't really cut. Like, that's one thing about my podcast is I do kind of go edit back underneath and add some background music and stuff just to make it a little bit more pleasant for me to listen to as a listener.
Yeah.
But, like, if you say something on my podcast, unless it's completely criminally, like, you're going to get arrested because I put this out, like, and if you have that content, let's get that content if you want to put that on camera. But anyways, like, I don't really cut my stuff.
Me either. Mine's
Like-
just straight flowing.
Like, I let you know, I do make a concise effort to let people know when I start recording.
Uh-huh.
Like, because you don't want to be saying some shit and then be like, oh, fuck, we
We is live.
were live.
Yep.
But, like, once you know we're live, like, you're on camera.
Yep.
So, like, if I'm saying a F-bomb, I said it. Like, yeah, that's how I normally talk.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, I'd be more mad if a guest was like, I like cheese. Like, that's not how you talk. Like, answer the question like how you would answer the question. Just
Be yourself.
be yourself. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. That's why when I do these podcasts, I don't edit. I mean, of course, I put my little intro in the beginning and all that, but everything is it's like recorded live.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people from the get-go, let you know I don't edit this. I just record it. So, like you said, you let them know we about to start, like I do the introduction, and then we rolling. Oh, yeah, we got Lavish Journey stickers now, y'all.
Lavish Journey.
Yep. Just to do some marketing, man. Like another marketing thing you was talking about right there.
Well, let me go into my bag.
Oh, you got some stickers too?
Not quite, but I also.
If you got something, throw it up there.
All right, so this, not quite a sales plug. Wasn't planning on it, but it'll
Yeah.
sound like it. So, right to the camera before we show you.
Yep.
So these are what I have for all of my podcasts.
Oh, this is dope.
For those that we don't have it up there fully, you could edit that in if you want. But it's got the logo up top, and then underneath there's a QR code. Why every musician, every artist, everybody selling any product that has a URL, any podcaster doesn't have a QR code is beyond me. Mm-hmm. You have an iPhone, so it'll work. I don't think Droids, because you guys are inferior. I don't think it works quite as good on there. But with your iPhone, just hold up your camera straight to the QR code, and it'll take you right to the Spotify page for my podcast.
Hold on. So you route this up to your regular camera?
For your cell phone camera, yeah.
I never knew that. I always thought like we need an app to read these codes.
Way back when you needed to,
Yeah.
but modern iPhones, I could guarantee iPhones because I've tested it on 4 or 5 of them, different varieties. But yeah, so that would take you straight to the podcast. So what I do with a guest is I'll have a stack of them, give them 5, 10, 20, depending on how many they want or whatever.
Right.
But then, so they could go to their camp and be like, hey, I was just on the Colin's Conversation podcast. Hand them this card. All you got to do is scan this on Friday when it releases, and it takes you right there.
Dope.
So, yeah, I try to get everybody that I do marketing with to utilize the QR code because now that iPhones just go boom, it takes the step out of, go to Spotify, search for Colin's Conversation, search for the, interview with such and such.
Yeah.
It's scan, you're right at the main page. It's taking the steps out of telling people to do what you want them to do.
You're right. Hey, I need you to go Google this or go look up on YouTube, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, like the statement, I'm available on all podcast platforms, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's great and all, but you're like, wait a minute.
Because people, they like shit nice and quick nowadays. Like, come on. So I can definitely understand.
Or this is my business card for just general marketing and everything else. But on the back, I also have 2 QR codes on that. One of these is going to take you to my website. The other is going to take you right to Instagram.
Right.
So kind of, again, just making everybody go and also showing, black and white color, just the range of different things that we're doing.
This guy's a marketing genius over here, y'all.
So the people that aren't seeing it right up front, on the backside, there's all different colors.
Yeah.
Colors are all matching the platforms that I'm telling people to go to. YouTube's red, your Facebook dark blue, light blue. Using those things you're already familiar with before you even check the logo.
Right.
And then right underneath it tells you the username. So that is good because it tells you where I'm at, where you could find me. But on the back is even better because you could scan it and go right there.
This is dope, man.
But yeah, so I do print materials. I do all my own cards. And that came from landscaping. I would always do all my own door hanger flyers.
That's dope.
Anybody that does any household service, landscaping, electrical, HVAC, anything where you go to a house, the value of door hanger flyers is phenomenal. I want to say like 2,500 door hanger flyers is $300 or less normally. So you're getting to just short of 3,000 houses for $300, let's say, and it physically makes them take it off of their door. Which anybody that knows sales, that's step one. If you're trying to sell water, put it in my hand. I have to then say no, I don't want this and give it back, opposed to like, no, I don't want that.
Right.
So it's the same thing with if you're, especially household things, is door hangers, like landscaping. I would go, if I got a house right here, I'd go put a door hanger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everybody in that vicinity, and I would do it every week, and so that they would see, oh, that guy that cuts the grass over there. We trimmed the bushes over there. Oh, whatever. Like, it looks good. That's the same guy that leaves the flyer every week, which we fucking throw away all the time. Yeah. But if it eventually hits, you get one customer that sells your full 3,000 flyers.
Yep.
And everybody's like, oh, I got to be on Instagram. I got to be on Twitter. I got to do all this digital
groundwork
shit.
Too, man.
Like, groundwork is not dead. Physical networking is not dead.
No.
Same like the power of a business card. Like, we're on film and everything else, so like guarantee you remember I was here. But if I leave a card, oh yeah, remember that time we talked to Colin about all this marketing shit and gave us all these tips for free? ColinCanHelp.com, free tips.
Yep.
And same too, that's what's nice about being able to have a brand, same but different of the work that I do, is I'm allowed to put out an article to see how does this technique work. Let me try to promote this in a different way.
Right.
And if it works, cool. I know to use that for another company or another venture that's doing the same thing. But yeah, the print materials, why aren't you people using them? That's the question.
That groundwork is actually important. Everybody, this is the best time to do the groundwork. While everybody's trying to merge away just to the media, right? Groundwork people are not really, you know what I mean? That's why it's up for grabs in a way. That's why I say.
I mean, it's just a marketing mix.
Exactly.
People are throwing all of their, like with the same thing I was telling you with the website. Why are you going all in on Instagram?
Yeah.
Everybody's living for likes right now, and in major countries, likes don't exist. I don't know if you know about that.
I heard about it. Yeah,
I know New Zealand and a couple other big countries, because people are so fucking soft. This is politically
go for it. Go for it.
You don't even have to. I was already going for it.
Yep.
It's one of those things, like, while on camera, let more people know about this. Yep. Like, if you're that wrapped up into, oh man, my photo only got 4 likes. I put out all my boobs or put out all my muscles and I got 4 likes, 10 likes. Oh man, I hate myself. Why are you doing shit for other strangers' approval? And you're going to harm yourself or not do anything for the rest of your life because of other people's approval that you don't even know. Like, this the old adage of people that, you're going into debt buying things to impress people you don't even like. Like, why? Just put out content because you like it. Like, if you thought your shirt was fly, who gives a fuck if they thought it wasn't? Like, or whatever. But, like, why a company needs to get rid of likes because some people can't handle it? Like, live your life for the experience and document it, but don't not live it because you're afraid of how people are going to view the documentation. Like, that I do not understand. And I mean, it's probably going to go to all the different platforms. It'll eventually get to the Americas. It'll move to, if it works well there. I mean, Facebook owns Instagram, so they're going to use that data to navigate that, which it doesn't affect people like you and I, because as long as your Instagram page is under like the business classification, you still get the back end and analytics and things like that.
Yeah.
But it does kind of make it a little bit harder to get sponsorships, to get other things that as a brand looking at the Lavish Journey page, you're like, all right, well, they're averaging 100 views here, 100 views there, 1,000 views hit here. Okay. Easy, opposed to you having to go to that brand and show all your back end analytics and be like, look, I got all these views. This is my demographic. You want to work together? Like, it's not the impulse of advertise with me.
Right. Damn, like you said though, man, it's not you can't put too much focus into Instagram, and a lot of us do that. So you was right. I never thought about that though. They do take away likes and all that. That's good, but it could also, like you said, fuck up sponsors and shit by like, oh well, one of people come on your page, but then again, the analytics. Hopefully, they keep the analytics there though. Yeah,
it's not going to take away sponsorships. If you're a real influencer, it's not going to. It's not going to take it away, but it is going to add a lot of hoops to jump through. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just anymore them approaching you. You have to be on the offensive, like, hey, advertise with me, which is so awkward. Like I've started kind of working on that angle of it, and I hate it.
How's that going for you, man?
I've got a couple good tactics. My podcast is sponsored. I host it through Anchor, and Anchor has a lot of different sponsorship things that you could read for bigger companies.
Oh, cool.
Almost all my episodes are sponsored by Anchor. I've had Squarespace as a sponsor, which is ironic because I make websites. But the other one that I've started doing is offering pre-roll ads that I would say on the audio copy, and now I'm leaning more towards a model of doing it with Instagram as well. Just a little thing at the bottom, sponsored by Lavish Journey. Content by Colin Can Help, sponsored by Lavish Journey or whoever.
Right.
But starting low, as anything, figuring out where the market's at.
Smart.
I started at $1 for 30 seconds, and I moved to $5 for a minute, and then I've still been in that $5 to $10 for a minute or two type of angle.
But what do you mean by $5 for a minute?
So with a pre-roll ad, if you give me $5, then I will either read whatever script that you put in front of me, or you can make your own 30-second or 1 minute for whatever terms that we come up with, and then I'll put that on the beginning of my podcast.
Okay.
Kind of like with how Joe Rogan starts the beginning of his, brought to you by MeUndies, brought to you by Cash App. The fact that I know all of the fucking sponsors, I listen to that show way too much.
Yeah.
That sponsorship is working on Joe Rogan. Keep paying the man, because I know a lot of brands. I don't buy any of your shit though, so I guess it's not working. But yeah, kind of the same idea of, he's getting $10,000+ for each 1 or 2 minute ads that he's hitting.
You're right.
But that's because he's hitting 1 million people. I'm hitting, 2,000. But kind of working my way up of I want to keep a 3-minute block for an hour episode, because that's fair. You could listen or fast forward through 3 minutes of ads for 57+ minutes of content.
The beginning is always like that too.
Yeah.
For all majority of the big time podcasts.
And with podcasts, it's great. You could keep hitting 30 second, and if you know that I'm trying to hit that 3-minute mark, just go to 3 minutes and start the show.
Yep.
But that allows me to get some more money to get more microphones, more cameras, more editing equipment, go travel to different places. I reinvest all of it. It's not like oh, time to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the difference between an entrepreneur and a show entrepreneur is when I get money from marketing, landscaping, podcasting, it's going back into what I'm trying to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm paying my bills. I'm getting food, things like that. But more things than not, I'm not walking around with a Rolex or anything, because I bought a $2,000 computer. Some people see a Rolex oh, that's $8,000. That's cool. That backpack on your couch is $8,000. Laptop, camera, microphones, things like that. But everything I need to make content anywhere. After we leave here, I'm going to go do a photo shoot for a clothing store.
Dope.
Am I a professional photographer? No.
Just doing it. Go for it, man.
But I have the equipment. I've built the skills. You make the connections. And next thing you know, you knock on a door. Sometimes they open. Sometimes they don't. But the more skills you have, once they open that door, you're like, oh, yeah, I could cut your grass. I could make content for your business. I could do that. I could do that. They're like, fuck, Colin does it all. I don't need anybody else. And anybody I do need, he could say, oh, you need to be on a show.
Right.
Lavish Journey. You need a plumber. Go talk to him. Dealing with quality has allowed me to do that, though. I'm interested in learning. I don't just use the internet for Netflix. The internet is to meet. And same, too, isn't it funny how, years ago, if you met somebody off the internet and they're like, come to my house,
Yeah, it was
Here,
creepy.
let me change that. Hey, I see what you're doing on the internet. I like what you're doing on the internet. Would you like to be on some film? Come down to my basement, turn 2 bright lights on to you. I call it the Lavish Journey. Who the fuck is showing up to that 10 years ago?
They like, I don't know about that, bro.
But nowadays, you're like, all right, let me go through his content. Cool.
Yeah.
I know 1 or 2 people that's been on the show.
Yeah.
So, like, cool, whatever. Like, so I show up in your basement and I'm ready to roll.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. Like, and that's where perception, it all changes. Whatever people get used to. I mean, you're like, same too. Like, I have people over to my house all the time that I've never met. Like, you're not supposed to have strangers over to hang out in your living room. Like, but with podcasting, it's kind of creates the buffer of like, hey, like, I'm just trying to help promote you, help promote me. Like, let's learn, let's go meet something and let's put it on my house. Like, instead of just meeting somewhere in the middle and not having as much access to footage and lights and backgrounds. And yeah, man, the way that the digital age changes is crazy.
It does, man. I agree, because just, you know, me and my friends talking about this when it comes to actually, 'cause I do Uber, for instance. Just like 10 years ago, you wouldn't dare get in a car with somebody, have somebody get in your car.
Would you like to give me a couple dollars and sit in the backseat of my car, and maybe I'll kill you, maybe I won't, but I got a thing that says Uber, so it's safe.
Yeah, exactly. And that shows you, though, with the digital market and digital age, period.
Yeah. And like online dating is the other one that like is kind of been that.
Oh, yeah.
5 years ago, maybe, if you said you met your wife on Tinder, you'd be like, no, you met some pussy on Tinder.
Right.
But like, I met my wife on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's all whatever you're trying to find. Like, if you're trying to go kill somebody, you could find that on Craigslist. But if you want a free couch, there's great ones on Craigslist.
Exactly.
Like, everybody spends so much time blaming the internet or social media is making things so bad. It's not. It's just showing people that some of them are shit. And some of them have no, self-esteem, so they go and show whatever they have off to try to look at my best life. I'm going to go sit in a corner and hope I get some likes. Like, it's crazy how people look for something to blame, so they blame the internet. The internet just made this happen, and this is some of the best content on the internet as far as I'm concerned.
Like Gary Vee says, man, the internet actually exposes people to what they really like to do, who they really are, for real.
And it's one of his gospels. He says it all the time because it's true.
Yep.
I mean, like, people, like, it's funny too. Like, should you be looking up to a 40-something-year-old wine salesman from New Jersey? Again, like, when you put it in different contexts, you're like, but then you're like, oh, well, everything he says, when I put it to work, like, that shit works. And he doesn't ask me for any money, so that's cool.
Exactly.
But I also don't buy like his wine or his shoes. I have read all of his books. I don't read many books. I've probably could put 20 in my whole life, which is not something to be proud of. Kids, go read books. I have wrote. See, I can't even figure out how to say it. I have wrote a book.
Oh, that's dope.
It is dope, man. Go check it out. It's on Amazon.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. No, it's a study guide, and I did it because at the time I was working with authors, and Amazon KDP is a really big thing with the self-publishers, and it's a lot easier to get work as a marketer from somebody that self-publishes opposed to somebody that already has a publisher, because they're supposed to be doing what I do.
Right.
So I was in all these groups of Facebook groups of writers and authors, and kind of just doing my, like, not total spammy but kind of spammy, like, oh, hey, saw that you have a Wix website or a Squarespace, like, how about you do this so that you could do this, just giving that free information, that jab
Right.
And I was like, like, I don't know about the process, like, I know that they do it all, but like, it would help me market myself to them if I could say I've gone through that process too. So in that same time, I just passed all the Google Analytics certifications. There's 4 or 5 of them. Takes a weekend to go through all the content and be certified in it. And again, just trying to build my bag of I know how to do all the marketing, but I just have a degree from Lakeland. It's not like it's MIT. You know what I mean? So like, just to show, like, get that extra bit of credentials, I've got the YouTube certifications or Google certifications to say, hey, I know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not just jibber jabber. So I wrote a study guide on all that, and I designed, like, it's only like 5 pages or something. It's not big, but again, I wanted to learn the process, see the time involved, and get the things. I mean, I've sold 54 copies just this year.
That's
I don't promote it.
It just sold though, man. That's so good.
And that's just kind of my whole philosophy of, if you think you can, give it a shot. I thought I could run a marathon. I finished it. Marathons, I always went in with the rules of finish it, don't be dead last, don't hurt yourself. And then my second marathon, I think it was the Cleveland Marathon, I saw this lady shit herself, which apparently is a big thing in racing. Like, a common thing is like,
what?
Yeah, like professional and like competitive runners, it's like a common thing that within a race somebody's going to shit themselves.
Did you shit yourself?
I did never shit myself.
Oh, okay.
But after I saw that happen, instead of having 3 rules, I came up with 4th: do not shit yourself.
Right.
And
right.
this lady, I mean, like, I was ready to puke and quit running just because I saw it. She kept running.
Oh, shit.
And that was on mile like 6 of 26, man. I don't know if she finished. I don't know what happened to that lady. I don't know your name. I would say it if I knew it, because that's a hell of a story, not to know the main character, too.
Right.
But yeah, that was the thing. And then same, too, like, kind of where I was going with that is I thought I could write a book. I wrote one. Like, it's not a novel. Like, I don't read novels, so I don't know, but I do read study guides and things. Like, I thought of it as, if you want to get rich, you solve a need. So here's an idea. Instead of having to watch a weekend's worth of content like I did, it's pretty much the Spark Notes for the Google test.
Right.
Each statement is the answer to a question. Wink, wink, if you get it. So, like, it'll give you all the answers. So, like, to me, that was the way of getting around going through that process was I'll just create a study guide. You could buy it. I don't know, it's like $2 or $3, like impulse buy money, not like a whole bunch of money. It's not a lot of content.
Right.
And it's sold. And with Amazon KDP, I think I get, I don't know, 40%, or, I mean, it's a fraction. It might be more than that. But, like, to me, honestly, though, when I get those, or I'm in the Amazon Associates program to where if people click my links and buy it through Amazon, I make money, little tiny things like that. But it's those pennies that you get from that, or the pennies from the podcast ad, that are better than the $1,000 check I got for a job I did the other day. Like, because people found it, they bought it, they didn't give me a 1-star review, so it was halfway decent, and it's getting me on the right track. Or same with the photo shoot I'm going to today. I'm going to take more screw-ups than I do great ones, but as long as I come up with 5 or 6 great ones, I've won.
That's how it always is doing photography.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those, like, you gotta, as the editor, you're like, dude, you have no idea how long it takes to go through all these things. But, like, I've taught myself enough about the different exposures, the different lenses that I have, the different angles already, to where I just need to get a little bit more tools, different lights and different things like that to kind of, like, hone in what I'm trying to do. But, I mean, you're working with natural light and everything else. It's that organic feel of, like, it's a quality photo.
Right.
It'll work to sell a fucking t-shirt, guarantee.
Yeah. Seriously.
If your t-shirt's halfway decent, like, I reverse engineer what I see in these ads well enough to where you're like, let's do it.
Exactly. hey, bro, I respect it, man. That's when you come to photography and all that stuff. You just got to do shit.
Absolutely. And that's life. Just do it.
That's life. Just literally just do it. And, just keep it going, perfecting it. And that's how I started with photography. I'm not a photographer, y'all, by the way, but I did photography. And people actually started booking me for parties. And I'm like, I'm not a photographer for real. But like you said, I just would go and just do it and send them the top ones I think that look great. And they will love them every time.
Every time.
And like, wow.
Opportunity knocked. You almost didn't answer the door. You're like, I'm not interested. Oh, did you say you have pizza? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, kind of, you're like, all right, I could do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many different jobs. I mean, I've painted basements. I'm not a painter. I clean gutters to a few of my landscape clients. I don't clean gutters.
Right.
You know, I've done different handyman things or different content angles. No idea how to do it going into it.
Right.
But with enough confidence and knowing how to find resources, you know how to use, like, YouTube and Google, owned by the same company, the biggest resources in the world to learn anything, and they're fucking free. Like, say that you could do it, learn how to, give yourself a couple days. Like, don't say that you could go do somebody's, like, wedding and then not take at least a little bit a week to do practice shots and learn different things. Like, but don't not take the opportunity. Give them forewarning. I'm not a professional.
I do that.
You might want to go get a professional, but I'm also not $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 for the day. Like, we got married this April 20th this year.
Congrats.
Not even divorced yet. We're doing good, honey. But I couldn't fucking at all think giving a dude $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 worth of quotes we were getting to come to my party, be creepy and fucking take photos of everybody I know, eat my food, drink my booze, and then me give you 2,000 or 3,000.
Right.
Like, good for you, and you get it. That's great. I'm not knocking the hustle, but for me, that's just outlandish. Just to give that much money to somebody for a day's work, and I get it. There's a lot of photo editing, and I get what's behind it. But we got really lucky. Another content creator to check out is Jeremiah Craig. I always promote Jeremiah Craig because he's amazing. He's what every musician needs to figure out how to do in 2019. He's a folk singer. How popular are folk singers? Not very.
Yeah.
I know Jeremiah Craig, and then it goes like Bob Dylan in my brain, and that's like 1960s. Like there's not many of them. But to get work playing his music and doing things, he has content shows where, what's the name? Break Room Balladeer. So he'll go meet with a small to medium-sized business, and then part of the thing is he plays a show for everybody that works there. But he also goes in and does like the daily vlog and gets a lot of different footage of talking and interviewing the heads ups and different things like that. He also has Expressway Balladeer for when he's on tour. He goes different bus stops and things like that. Does that almost every day, I think. Don't quote me on that. He has this show called Coffee and Music. Starts early in the morning. Brilliant how he does it. One day is Twitter, one day is YouTube, one day is Instagram Live. Like he live streams on all the different things with almost daily, at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Right.
But coffee gets to the coffee market. Everybody, and coffee. It's the morning routine. Also music. Let me play a song. Some of my own music. Some of everybody else's music. Live performance every day, and to go look for them. So he's finding different ways. He also on his website, in a lot of my stuff he has royalty-free instrumentals that he made, recorded, put on his website for free. But to use them, you have to give credit, Jeremiah Craig, blah, blah, blah. So he's finding a way to get his own custom music into all these different angles. And he recently became huge on YouTube with fucking cowboy boots. He makes cowboy boots interesting.
I was saying, it worked.
I don't own any. I'm not going to own any.
Right.
But I'll watch his boot content all the time. And he's getting sponsors and people send him boots, and a lot of his content, he goes into a boot store. All of you can do that. Go in, even if it's not boots, you like Nikes.
Right.
Go into a shoe department. Go into all these places that have the wide selection. He asked the manager, hey, can I film a review here? Give your store a shout out, kind of interview one of the workers normally. Let me have you tell your story. I'll do that for you, edit it up, and then he goes and reviews hundreds of dollars of boots that he doesn't have to buy, sets it up in the store that's already themed for boots and everything, and he's getting thousands of views on every boot show.
Wow.
And the guy loves music and he loves boots. So what's he doing? He's making fucking videos about music and boots. Because he has skills. And he's marketable, and we had him for our wedding as the videographer. Same like you said. We weren't worried about having photos. We wanted video.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do old married couples, go out and look at their whatever? But if every year it pops up and all these other videos come up. But he also did a lot of photos, a couple hundred of them. But like, I knew for a fact he wasn't a photographer. I knew for a fact he could make fucking cowboy boots interesting on video. And I knew for a fact I didn't have to give him $3,000 to come for my wedding. Like, luckily we had a nice little partnership with the different 30 client type things. But like, I got a discounted rate and got great wedding footage, all because I trusted a dude that said, I think I could do it.
That's all it takes, though.
Yeah, you give people the chance.
Right. Damn.
You
gave me so much different perspective on that, because that's true.
Yeah, for sure.
You gave me a chance, man, and because me personally, I couldn't spend on $3,000 on a photographer. Hey, I'd be there myself, using a cell phone doing that.
We fed like 80 people on, I don't know, $300-400 worth of food. You're like, wow, if I could get all these people fed for $400, you mean I gotta give you $3,000 for photos?
Yeah,
no.
And that's true.
But if you do need a wedding photographer, Kat Killinger, check out the episode with her. Or Josh Dobe also does wedding photos from the Colin's Conversations alumni. So something I started to, you might want to try to get into, is I started a Facebook group for the guests of my show.
Okay.
Kind of as like the referral network, the Colin's Conversation alumni, I think is what I called it. Kind of like, you guys are all on this show. I help promote you. You know, all you know the feedback that comes from it. Help promote the other people's things. Like put your own stuff in here if you want all these other people that were on the show to share, so that you're building that community, not only the listener community, but using it as a way to also build your internal community. You know, like it's just you, but like think of all the musicians that you've had, all the professionals that you have, like. If all of those guys could look on each other and say, hey, I need a beat that sounds like this, or hey, I need a videographer that does whatever, and you have that common bond. We've all been on the show. We've all been in the basement. Like,
right.
It open the doors. That's what it's all about, opening doors.
I can't agree anymore, man.
And open free doors. Like the Facebook group, it's free. So like if it pops off, cool. If it doesn't, how much time are you spending on it? You know,
Right. I don't have a Facebook. I have like a page, but I don't have a group though. I see a lot of actually brands do have groups. I noticed
because groups get higher organic reach than especially a company post, or it goes groups, personal, company. If you pay, then you move up to around personal, and people give them shit for that. Like, you use it for free. I've been using it for free since like 2005, 2006 when it came out.
Okay, so groups is free.
Yeah, groups, you don't have to pay to start. It's just like setting up a personal page. You put a little cover, you put your profile picture, you make some rules. You could even make it like inclusionary to where like you have to ask to join. But if you're in a group, unless you tell Facebook not to show your group content, it's showing up, I don't know the number, 5-10 times more than if I post the same thing on my personal page. It's posting up 20 times more. These aren't actual numbers, but to give you the feel, than if I put it on my company page. Wow. Like facebook.com/Colin can help. The same thing that I put there, say it'll get 50 impressions, 5 likes. Right. If I put it on my personal page, which is way less, it's like a tenth of the following because I don't use it often, it'll still get about the same. If I put it in a group, half the group will see it.
So when it comes to, is your group closed? Kind of some are closed and some are open.
That one I did close because I only want it to be like within my people. But then I also have a Colin Can Help Creators Network, which is the same idea, and that's anybody that wants to be in that.
Okay.
They still have to like request, and I say okay, just so I like kind of go through and make sure it's nothing like, you know, just bot pages, kind of just spam pages type things. But again, the whole idea is if you post something, everybody is instructed to repost it. Does it work all the time? No. But does it work and get different connections? Like I ended up making a book cover for a guy, a couple book covers I think, for a guy that was in the group. He posted this like hand-drawn cover. He's like, oh, you know, my books aren't selling. And I was like, that's fucking why. Because you do judge a book by its cover. If it's a book, you judge it by the spine and you judge it by the cover. Yeah. That's how you open it. Otherwise, it's just a blank who knows. Like, that's the stupidest expression anyways. I'm big on words that don't make sense.
That one doesn't. I'll be real. I mean, like, for some situations, I see what people mean, but let's be real. Like I look at a book, I look at the cover.
And within that, too, more people should put more money into designing the spine than the actual front. Because, like, you go through a library or a bookstore, how many things are fronted? I came up with the idea for a couple authors, and none of them have taken this. So somebody take this so I could see it one day. On the spine, just say, open this fucking book. You'll love it. Mm-hmm. That has my attention. And some bright red or something like that, opposed to, like, J. Mayfield, the blah, blah, blah.
Right. That's true, though, man, because I have yet to ever get a book by just seeing the front of it.
Yeah, you're gonna check all that they did on the outside. Like, the packaging of anything is important, but the packaging of a book is its cover, and that's how you're getting into the, you know, if it's and like you'll see as you go through a library, especially, like they just use templates, like these big publisher places, like they just kind of change the font, but like it's all the same thing. They figured out what they think works, but like just say something outlandish and say, hey, look at me. Like something like that. You're like, what is this about? Like,
that's how you catch people's attention. Like, huh? What's that? It's different than everybody else's.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Man, you just gave us like $1 billion a game, bro.
That's what I do, man. Colin can help.
So where can they find you at, bro?
Everywhere, pretty much, I hope. If I'm not there, let me know, so I could be there. The main places, if you're looking for marketing, I make shirts. I make flyers. I make websites. Like, if you could make it, check with me before you check with a lot of different places. Like, even like the cards that I showed off here, I have a broker account with Vistaprint, with Hot Cards, with a couple different other print manufacturers. So the same quality that you would get with, say, a Vistaprint card, any Vistaprint product, I could get you the same thing, upload it through my account, and get it to you cheaper. So all of those type of things, Colin can help. Actually, services.colincanhelp.com, still kind of under construction because I'm dealing with helping everybody else with their stuff opposed to mine. So that's kind of the hard thing of being the web designer is your shit should really be spot on, but you're like, I'm spending all this time helping everybody else, which is great for me. Then you look at some things on my website, you're like, yeah, I know that doesn't work. I know I should get to it.
Takes time.
You know, like I'd rather help my clients than help my own. My own brand is slowly building itself fine. But colincanhelp.com, if you like marketing articles, business articles, anything that I do on the podcast can be found there. Podcast is the big thing that I really push. That's Colin's Conversations. I use my name and everything because it's just me. I'm kind of emphasizing like I am the one man show. I am the jack of all trades. Close. Get in there. There's still a few trades. Like I'm not fucking with electrical. Keep that trade to yourself. But Colin can help everywhere. Colin's Conversations everywhere. I reply. I give a lot of information, as you can see from the podcast. It flows through me through a fucking river. And like I said earlier with the websites, what I like to do is if you want to learn, I want to help you learn. If you have the budget that you just want somebody to do it for you and just say, nope, I'm that guy that you hire. And then finding that balance between helping those that don't have it, because where a lot of people fuck themselves is you might not have the marketing budget to mess with me. Like my lowest budget is $1,000 a month. A lot of people hear that and they're like, no, I don't got it. But if I keep giving you free tips throughout the way, you see they work, you use them, they hit on it, and you build a little bit of buzz, I'll work with you on smaller pieces of it to where it's not that $1,000 minimum with the long-term goal. You're going to keep coming back to me because it's working, because it's an easy relationship and I'm teaching. Like I didn't mention earlier, I wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah.
I failed I'm so bad at college math. College algebra, you win.
No,
so then I went into business math because it was easy to do. Started businesses instead of going to school. But I wanted to build patios and stuff during the summer and do big landscaping projects in the summer while I taught like elementary school gym. That would have been just to teach kids how to play basketball and baseball and kickball. Like what better gig could there be than that? But that didn't work. So then now I learned through my 10 years of doing everything how to do all these skills. Teach you, teach him, teach them. And if you want to learn, let's learn. If you want to just hire, then I'm hireable, you know. So just learning the freelance market and doing it all under the brand of Colin Can Help.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I got one more grand finale question for you though. What makes a great life?
Self-control and doing what you want. Trying to framework that a little bit. I have a great life because I've been self-employed for the majority of my adult life. Like I worked a bunch of jobs. I've worked every job from like 14 to 20. But I don't know. When my stepdaughter's every other week when she's at our house, I'll wake up on an alarm clock to make sure she gets to school. But other than that, I don't use an alarm clock hardly ever. I start my day early, but like on my own natural clock. If I don't like who I work for, fuck them. I don't work for them anymore.
Yep.
I don't go to a job. This was a thing that I've been working on, trying to get a decent article. I haven't figured it out yet. But people go to a job 40 hours a week pretending to be somebody that they're not. How can that be good for your social well-being? Like, we're worried about Facebook likes, but you're going to a place for 40 or more hours of a week, not wearing what you want to wear, not saying what you want to say, not doing and acting how you want, not being able to leave when you want. If you're sick, you still feel obligated to go. How the fuck is that mentally healthy? Where me, I work harder than anybody with a job. I have to. Like, I'll do this, I'll go do the photo shoot, then I still have to go fix a lawnmower so that's ready for Tuesday. Like, keeping myself immersed. But I love what I do because it creates the freedom to where if I want to work really, really hard for 3 days, I could take the next 3 days off.
Right.
And having that accountability, but yet not recklessness, but like freedom. And I mean, the long answer is a great life is as much freedom as you can afford. That's a better. Cut that in the beginning. So yeah, like living within your means, but living and giving yourselves the luxury to not have to do the shit you don't want to do is a great life.
I agree, man. I agree so much. That's what it's all about is, doing what you love to do, being free, and because me personally, I don't work a 9 to 5. I do Uber and
Right.
I invest my money into this, and now I'm finding ways, to get more income throughout the journey. Because I refuse to go somewhere and be told what to do. I'm not trying to sound arrogant and shit, but let's be real. Like you say, I wake up my own natural time. I go out, I get my money and everything, and I put my time into this and my other creativity. And that makes me happier than sitting at a job making $60K a year or whatever amount a year, but being miserable,
Yeah. I mean, it's another, again, like we're broken records on the Gary Vee references, but the thing that he's been pushing lately is that whole, the people that are millionaires, like, some people, that is what will make them happy if they just love to shop and they just need the money. But the reason to not make as much, because I'm like you, think of all the skills I just listed, how much I could have just charged for a consultation.
Exactly.
But I'd rather be happy and not work, because again, I turned down work from both landscaping and marketing. There was earlier this year, I really should have taken this gig doing marketing. Could have made at least 50,000+ from these clients. And I say that with next to no money in my pocket at the moment because I'm waiting on everybody else that owes me money to pay me. So in hindsight, you're like, I should have taken that. But I wouldn't have had the control that I wanted for creative. And I would have had to have 2 different bosses for that one account, which is never a good thing. You want one boss per account so that there's no like he said, she said, and his vision, my vision, too many visions. One, no more than 2. But I took that no thank you instead of thank you because I knew that money would not have helped because I would have been spending that much more money on getting fucked up at the end of every night or getaways because I hated what I was trying to create.
Right.
Opposed to saying, let's revisit this some other time. At the moment, it's not good.
Right.
So I'd rather go through that journey and struggle more to learn more than to... Like you said, the payday, it doesn't matter if you're making $20,000 a year, 50. It's just finding how much you need to spend on a daily basis to get the things you like. Like, I drink way too much Throwback Mountain Dew. Throwback Mountain Dew, sponsor me. Sponsor my diabetes that'll be here eventually because your product is deliciously sugary. But I know that's $324. I spend on that every day. I know rent is X amount of dollars a day. Like, so if your daily expenses, every day you need $100. You just need to find a way to go make $102 every day.
Exactly.
Because then you have $2 to fucking throw away into savings or whatever, but you're covering every day, and then you've lived life how you should live life.
Yep.
Or in the words of the Scuff Mix in that interview, do things, make music, and fuck shit up politely.
Yep.
That's the best quote I've got from my whole podcast is fuck shit up politely. Like you said, you don't want to be arrogant.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you want to be like, I'm not going to take everybody's shit.
I'm not taking that shit. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do what I want, but I'm not going to fuck up your house to do it.
Right. I like that. Fuck shit up politely.
Fuck shit up politely. Scuff, get those on shirts before I say it too much and somebody else takes it.
Yeah, he should go trademark that instantly, man.
Before we get off the show, I need you to let the viewers know that Scuff Mixon's going to be on this show in the next future.
Scuff Mixons will be on this show very soon.
Got him. Colin can help.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's happening, man. It's happening. Actually, 2019, y'all. It's going to happen. We document it right here.
Got it on the record.
Hey, but I'd like to appreciate you for coming on the show today, bro. Real good vibes.
Anytime, man. I'm sure we'll do it again. We'll actually have you on my set one of these days.
Let's get it.
We'll do the same thing, minus the headphones. And we got a couch, not a backdrop. We're working on backdrop. That's coming soon. How'd you pick this backdrop?
Man, honestly, I used to use that backdrop right there. And I had left that out in my apartment in Toledo. I was like, oh my God, I need a backdrop. I have a podcast in 2 days. So I went on Amazon, typed in tapestries, and this is the first one that popped up. Well, 1 or 2 that popped up. And I was like, get it. It can be here one day. That one day shipping. I was like, get it. Excellent. When they picked it up, and that was it.
Everybody stop hating on Amazon. Amazon is amazing.
Yeah, man. I love Amazon.
Like, when Jeff Bezos dies, fuck Amazon. But, like, that dude built it from a nothing bookstore, 94, 96, to they have a grocery store. They have everything now.
Everything.
And, like, they did it based off customer service. Just help people. That's what we've been saying the whole episode. Just help people, right your wrongs, and listen to this podcast when it comes out.
For sure. I appreciate
Sweet.
you, man. Well, you about to get it. Ladies and boys, girls, thank you for watching or listening. Fucked up, y'all. It happens. Ladies and boys, girls, thank you for watching or listening to Lavish Journey podcast, where we create, inspire, and spread greatness. We out of here. I was stuttering like a motherfucker. Let's pose for a picture real quick. You already hip. We good.